Gossip at the Corpse Cart contains graphic and explicit content that may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
Okay, hello and welcome back to Gossip at the Corpse Cart. Yay! With your wine and crime gals.
Time of the month.
I love GAC.
I do too.
It's my favorite.
It's fun.
I really like that it just seems like we can take our emails from our listeners and they are showing us new shit and confessing really fucked up stuff to us and, you know, sending funny obituaries.
Mm-hmm.
Just a nice way to hear back from you beautiful people.
Mm-hmm. It's interactive,
Yeah,
kinda.
it's kinda.
interactive.
Without being too interactive. There's a limit.
There's definitely a limit. I like to limit my actual interactions to
With
like
anyone
2.5 people
Right.
a week.
a year.
Right. Correct.
A week. I mean a day.
I mean a year. I mean a month.
Anyway, I'm Lucy, the introvert.
No, I'm Kenyon, the ambivert.
I'm Amanda, the amphibian vert.
You're an extrovert.
I'm
You're an extrovert
an
who likes
amalgam.
naps.
I like to recharge alone and need my alone time.
And I'm an
But you
introvert
also
who likes
need-
attention.
You also need praise from everyone you encounter.
I mean, thank you. That felt mean, but thank you.
No! You have a lot of friends. I think that's the biggest difference between you and me.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot in common, but you know a lot of people.
Arguably too many, that's for sure.
I just
Oh, yeah.
don't stay in touch with anybody, but in my brain, it's like, I still really like that person. Therefore, we are close. I haven't spoken to them in 2 years.
In 10 years.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I still have positive remembrances of them. And should I happen to be physically near them, I think we would pick right back up where we left off.
Whether they like it or not, or frown.
Yeah.
But you'll never know the answer to that because you'll probably never
Yeah.
see them again.
Pretty
Probably
much.
not.
Yeah. That's how I operate.
You're safe.
I don't know why
And
we got onto this tangent.
I don't know.
Let's get cruising along to some crazy headlines from Amanda.
Let's do it. I have some doozles. Doozeldorf this month.
Prepared to be Dusseldorfed.
I'm so excited. So this headline is really making me wish that we had had a school bus shortage when we were kids.
Oh.
Which my friend is a school bus driver, and this is like a serious issue across
Oh, yeah.
the entire country.
Oh.
It's the buses, not the drivers.
It's both,
Well, yeah.
oh.
but mostly the drivers.
Big shortage. There are billboards everywhere. They're offering like way higher pay, all the stuff.
Yeah, but this was definitely a bit of both, not having the physical bus coming into play here. So this headline reads, Boston students ride party bus with stripper pole during field trip amid bus shortage.
Oh, I love a
Yeah.
party bus.
But also, if they're elementary school, they probably don't know. But if they're any older than that, that is going to be seared into their brains.
A
gonna be
group of
fucking
high school
rad.
students
no.
in Massachusetts had to ride on a party bus complete with a stripper pole and neon lights during a recent field trip.
Oh, no.
I love it.
Imagine being the teachers or chaperones on that fucking trip. What a nightmare.
An experience their teacher said highlights problems with the education system.
Oh my God.
Jim Mayers, an 11th grade advanced placement language and composition teacher at the Brook Charter School in Boston, said in the since deleted tweet that the original charter bus had fallen through. Quote, it's a funny story, but there actually is a real bus shortage, and it speaks to major flaws in our education system, he said. He is now using the attention he's getting because of the original tweet to urge people to better understand educational inequities and other problems facing the nation's schools. Quote, I'm worried that there is too much attention being paid to the tweet itself or simply the fact that it went viral instead of attending to the many systemic issues that are facing not just my students, but students all across the country.
Okay.
For example,
you're very noble, teacher, sir, but
I know, but also the stripper pole. Where are the photos of the kids
we're
going
here for
buck
a different
wild on this
purpose.
bus?
Yes,
Bus
and.
wild. Yes, and. For example, districts across the nation are struggling to hire enough drivers to shuttle kids to school, and some states have become creative, including Massachusetts, which is enlisting National Guard members to drive school transport vans.
Okay.
That's a little nuts. Like,
Yeah.
Well-
let's fund schools so we can hire drivers and get buses.
Right.
So we don't have to fucking call in the National Guard
Yeah.
to drive kids to school. That's fucking absurd.
Yeah,
It's coming out of your tax dollars either way, people.
Yeah.
Right. I think
Jesus.
it's also an issue of like, it's a process to vet bus drivers as it fucking should be,
Right.
and that takes time. So like there are lags in the process right now. So I'm sure like 6 months from now, it'll be solved, I'd like to think. But like, you don't want to just, it's not nothing wrong with working in fast food, but it's not the same as fast food as it is taking children's lives in your hands.
Yeah.
Right.
there's a
Well,
lot
and you
more
need a special.
liability.
You also need a special license
Right.
to operate a bus. So it's like, yeah,
Exactly.
there's more factors. He says if it's gotten people to talk about the overall infrastructure of our education system and the different ways schools are prioritized, then that's good too, he wrote. He then urged readers to attend their next local school board meeting or read up on the topic. And this is actually followed up with a headline that says, I think it's worth it. Teenager kayaks to school in response to school's bus driver shortage.
Oh my God.
What? Where?
Seventh grade student in Colorado.
Oh, that is the most Colorado thing I've
Yeah,
ever
that's
heard in
really
my
Colorado.
life.
I know. So I'm not going to read that whole article, but
to school,
Yup.
which is actually a full-time merino wool farm.
yeah, / weed farm.
Oh my!
Their clogs are going to get wet.
I love it.
With
I
these
love it.
Birkenstocks.
Oh my God.
So shine up your kayaks and your party buses, kids, because
Spruce
shit's
up
getting
your-
weird.
I won an interview with one of the kids that was on the field trip to
I
be
know.
like,
Yeah.
this is how awkward Mrs. So-and-so was on our field trip.
I really want that too. Goddamn minors.
I also have a quick bus anecdote.
of
so-
course.
When I was in like not even preschool, like daycare, like little. I think I've told this story before. We took a field trip somewhere and something must have gone wrong because like
We went somewhere and we did something.
well, I was like 3. I was like Ruby's, like I don't
Right.
remember much, but I do vividly remember like being on the bus and I think it was like to the state capitol, but we didn't get out of the bus. So like
Weird. It was just a drive-by fruiting.
I feel, and we stopped and we parked in front of the state capitol, but I don't have any recollection of like getting out of the bus. We did not get out of the bus. So something must have happened where like they couldn't give us the tour that day or something. They were, I wasn't privy to that information.
They didn't make an announcement.
So anyway, my mom picks me up from daycare or whatever, and she's like, how was your field trip, whatever? And I was like, well, I couldn't see out. And she was like, what? And I was like, I couldn't see out of the window. And she was like, what? I wasn't tall enough to see out of the bus window. So literally I was just driven around
Yeah.
in a bus. And that was
I
my
mean,
field trip.
I took a nice nap.
yeah, I
The
don't.
motor lulled me to sleep.
Yeah, I don't see what the problem is. That sounds lovely. Well, we're going for a little drive.
I know.
It's like one of those chaperones really dropped the ball and never actually like got tickets.
Yeah.
or whatever.
Totally.
Something happened where they're like, they give tours. Oh, shit. It's closed for
Do
a
they?
private event.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
you need to call ahead. Oops.
God, it probably was closed for a private
I
event.
know.
I mean, probably.
But I just love that I remember sitting and being too short to like really see out the window, and they didn't let us like stand or like, you know, whatever. You had to sit.
And they didn't care to explain it to you.
No, of course not. Not worth it.
So that was my field trip to the state capitol in daycare.
Phenomenal.
You think. You're not even sure.
I think.
There's no way to know. Amazing.
That's being a young child.
Well, glad it left such an impression. Okay, next headline. So my 12-year-old sense of humor could not resist this one, and it was emailed to me by multiple people. So here we go.
Yes.
Adults only hotel causes controversy incoming.
Iowa?
Georgia.
Oh, there's a coming Iowa, too.
There's coming counties in a lot of different places.
I should think twice about that.
Plans to build an adults-only hotel in Cumming are not sitting well with some neighbors. But the hotel's developer says it will be good for the neighborhood. The property in question is on Antioch Road in Cumming. An Ohio developer wants to build a 25-room adults-only hotel. The problem is, for some people, it sits directly next to a church.
Oh, whatever. There are churches everywhere.
I know, right? Vegas.
Fucking build it.
They don't get
Travis?
just because you're a church doesn't mean that you get to decide what's around you. If you don't like your neighbors, move.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stupid. Travis Bridgman is pastor of Antioch Baptist Church in Cumming. He says he wasn't happy when he learned a developer wanted to build the hotel next door. We don't feel it's appropriate right here next to the church, Bridgman said.
Move your goddamn church or buy the land so you have some say, because you don't right now. You're
You
just
sure don't.
a fucking building.
It's zoned for that hotel by the hour, and we're going to get our hotel by the hour. It's coming, whether you like it or not. He told Channel 2's Mike Pechenik he's concerned about the precedent it would set. Like, fun.
Yeah. A killer gift shop.
Right?
Well, it depends on the quality of it. It might be a piece of shit, but you know
It
what?
might be.
Just because you're a church, you don't get to choose.
No,
Quote,
you don't.
I feel it's a gateway to something that could be worse, Bridgman said. That's vague.
Yeah,
Paula
like a
Duncan-
Walmart.
Yeah, seriously.
An unwanted pregnancy.
Paula Duncan lives in a nearby subdivision and has started a petition to keep the hotel out.
Imagine
Quote,
if these people never learned about petitions.
I know.
Oh,
Well, if it's not a petition, it's a letter writing campaign.
true.
Imagine if these people never learned to read or write. Quote, I
Imagine
understand.
if they never got a quality education.
or any education. I don't know how quality we're talking here in Cumming, but we'll see. I understand this gentleman has a business and he can have it anywhere. I'm just not sure it was really thought out as far as a location surrounded by families and a church.
Oh, it was thought
There
out.
are churches everywhere.
Paula
It's a
said it
plague
while
upon
clutching
the
her
earth.
pearls. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
John Kranjak already owns one Bellamere Suites outside of Toledo, Ohio, and describes it as a 5-star getaway for couples. And I think we should Google it real quick.
Well,
and
okay.
how
See,
she
that
looks.
doesn't sound like an hourly hotel. It just sounds like an adult-only resort.
Oh, it's cute. Award-winning romantic getaway.
Yeah.
Oh,
Should
this
we
is
have
nice.
a live show there?
Right?
Oh, private heated pools.
Yep.
I mean, that sounds
It has
great.
its location is listed in Cumming, Georgia.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, this actually looks really nice.
Yeah. They should be so
Oh.
lucky. Think of the tax dollars. That
Video
they're not getting
gallery.
from the fucking church, let me tell you.
Class, distinction, and style.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I love it. Distinction and style. Quote, we attract people from newlyweds all the way up to 50th anniversaries and everybody in between. Kranjak said. Kranjak says his hotel will not attract criminals or a less than wholesome crowd. He says the land is already zoned for a hotel and intends to build there. Quote, I wouldn't put a product out there that didn't benefit the community, period, Kravchuk said.
I can picture this man.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea what he looks like. I'm just imagining him.
Yeah.
And I think I might be nailing it. Anyway, cheers to him. Clearly, they have their location, and it is friggin' gorgeous. Oh, my God. They have their own YouTube channel. Hold on.
Yes.
Let me see. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Really cute. They have chocolate dipped strawberries. I'm ready. I mean,
there you go.
the rooms are gorgeous. It's actually quite cute.
Where do these
I'm here
people
for
think
it.
children come from?
Right? You can't think of the children if you don't make the children.
Right?
If you don't think of boning.
Yeah. So good for you coming.
Mm-hmm.
I might be coming for a visit.
Yeah, incoming.
Incoming. Okay, next headline. I kind of can't believe I have not been pulled over for this kind of violation. So
The one that you haven't been pulled over for.
I've only been pulled over for speeding. That's the only one I like to do. I don't run lights.
Okay.
I like to just go fast. This headline reads, Maine driver distracted by Kit Kat gets ticket for crossing the center line.
That sounds like me. That time that Kit Kat melted in my thigh and I thought I shit myself.
Ooh, that's rough.
That was a classic.
I
was pretty
did a
classic.
dum-dum. I did a stupid right around Halloween, and I set my candy basket right in front of the heat vent for my house.
No.
And I handed out a lot of sealed liquid chocolates on Halloween. Like just little plastics full of
It's
chocolate
fudge.
syrup.
Warm
It was
fudge.
runny. It's not
I'm
fudge.
sure
It
the
was
moms let their kids eat that.
drizzleable.
Yeah.
Stick it in the freezer for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was sealed, but if you didn't give it a little squeeze to check first, opening that, I'm so sorry, parents. That I'm just a river of chocolate. Anyway, enjoy. This says a driver was summoned after they were reportedly distracted by a Kit Kat chocolate bar and veered over the center line in Westbrook on Wednesday. Quote, when we think about distracted driving, we usually think about cell phone use. But as this call from the other day will show, there is so much more that can cause someone to be distracted and drive dangerously.
Literally
Westbrook.
anything.
Yeah. Westbrook police said in a Facebook post. Police say an officer saw the driver go over the center line and pulled him over. The driver admitted to eating a Kit Kat bar, which caused him to be distracted.
They are good.
They are so good. So good. According to police, he had chocolate on his fingers and an empty Kit Kat wrapper at his feet. The evidence was overwhelming.
Results
No
from
s-
the lab confirm.
Confirmed. They sent it all to the forensics lab. The driver was summoned for failure to maintain control of a motor vehicle. Quote, next time we urge we urge people to wait until they get to their destination before breaking off a piece of that Kit Kat bar,
You don't want to break off a piece of this, let me tell you.
said the police.
Fuck around and find out, said the police.
Said the police. So much fun. Okay, I've got a couple more here. This is a lot. Okay. Just really a lot.
What an intro.
Just really. I there's nothing else I can say. Here we go. We're just going to ring in the holiday season here. Ohio woman accused of trying to steal a Christmas tree by hiding it in her vagina.
What?
And if you're wondering, it's a whole Christmas tree, not like a little tabletop
Huh?
How
figurine.
big was her vagina?
What?
Y'all,
Was she a
not big enough.
giantess?
It gets very bad.
Oh.
In a
Ouch,
surprise to no
eh?
one, a Walmart store in Cincinnati faced one of the strangest shoplifting attempts in history yesterday. A would-be thief lost consciousness while trying to insert a 7-foot tall plastic Christmas tree into her vaginal cavity.
I'm guessing
No.
she is not 7 feet tall.
She is not. I also don't know if she is 100% there cognitively.
I have a theory.
I can also anticipate that drugs and or alcohol were likely involved.
Yeah.
So, according to the police report, 43-year-old Wanda Brown took a 7.5-foot slim Yuletide pine Christmas tree with her inside the store's restrooms with the intent of inserting it entirely in her bodily cavity to steal it.
She said to steal it because that's a big presumption that she was going to shoplift it.
I mean,
It might have been for other purposes.
I hope that they were able to ask her, but unfortunately, the pain caused by the insertion was too great, and she lost consciousness before the end of the process.
Do we know if she put it in trunk first or tip first?
Ooh, I don't know.
Well,
I wonder.
Trunk or tip?
I would
Trunk or
hope
tip.
Not that it really matters when it's
I mean,
7
on these
feet
trees,
tall.
on these plastic trees, the trunk isn't a trunk. It's like usually one of those extendable legs that when they're
Right.
collapsed, I could see you putting that end first, and then the rest is like wrapped up.
Also,
you know?
the way they like fold up, the branches go up towards
Yeah.
the top.
I see
so
what you're
if
saying.
you were going tip first,
I don't
Ow.
think it matters.
I mean,
just
it's
gonna-
not
it
great either way.
matters to me.
Okay.
It matters
Right.
to Lucy specifically.
Right.
I need to visualize.
Okay.
She was found lying bloodied
Oh.
and senseless on the floor in the middle of the
Jesus
restroom by other customers who immediately called 911.
With a tree hanging out of her pants?
I don't know if any part of it was still in there. You know, I cold read these. Like I say it every month. I don't know.
I know.
I'm finding out alongside you.
We're just they're rhetorical questions.
Are they?
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
not.
unless you have an answer.
I don't. Lucy Myers, one of the women who found Miss Brown and called the paramedics, said she thought the woman had been the victim of an extremely savage aggression.
Yeah.
Quote, when I saw her, at least 2 feet
yeah.
of a huge Christmas tree had been shoved down her genital cavity. I thought it was the work of a sex maniac.
Jesus.
So
like
I
that.
guess 2 feet made it in.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
I mean, I think that's probably a gross overestimation by a shocked onlooker, but who knows? It hurts real bad.
I'm looking at I'm measuring 2 feet.
I mean, there's not,
that
like-
go up to my sternum.
It's not impossible, but
that's like the length of your entire torso.
Yeah.
I don't.
yeah.
There's no. This.
She would have ruptured something at the minimum.
I mean, they found her bloody. She probably did.
She probably
Yeah.
really fucked herself up. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
I know.
I hope
Officers
she's
of
getting the help that she
Cincinnati-
needs.
I hope so.
Seriously.
Okay, so officers of the Cincinnati Police Department were rapidly dispatched on the site expecting a manhunt for a sexual offender. Like, they assumed she'd been attacked.
Yeah. Safe assumption.
Yeah.
According to a spokesperson, Captain Terrell Harris, the officers were in disbelief when they saw the footage of the security cameras and understood that the woman's wounds were self-inflicted during an ill-conceived criminal plan. Quote, when we saw her go into the restroom with the tree and noticed that no one else entered before the witness who called us, we understood and instantly felt nauseous. That's the dumbest crime I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
This guy is like,
He's not
I
mincing
can't.
words.
He's really not.
Oh.
Wanda Brown was transported to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, where doctors still consider her condition critical but stable and no longer fear for her life. Oh my God, buckle up, you guys. She suffered from severe lacerations necessitating over 375 stitches and lost more than 2 liters of blood.
Oh my
What?
God.
At the time this article was written, she was still unconscious, but doctors expected her to come back after a couple days. They're like, she's like having blood transfusions and shit.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
How does one? I mean, I know she passed out and became unconscious.
How do you even get that far?
Yeah.
Before?
I mean, it's gotta be so painful. There's what? What?
Something was psychological.
Really,
I admire the
really
commitment.
wrong. Yeah.
It was not for sexual gratification. I'd be
Oh,
willing to bet.
No. Or for stealing a Christmas tree.
No.
Yeah, I mean, she does have other criminal charges on her record, including multiple larceny charges and crimes like possession of counterfeit documents and even impersonating a police officer. So there's been other stuff going on in this woman's life.
Mm-hmm.
She will face 2 new charges of larceny and indecent exposure, but her lawyer has demanded a psychiatric evaluation to determine if she is fit to stand trial.
I don't think so. I would say
perhaps not.
Perhaps not.
The evaluation is set to take place after she regains consciousness and recovers from her injuries, which means her trial likely won't take place before February or March of 2022.
Well, let
So
her
we'll
have
have
a
to
nice
wait.
little rest.
Yeah, let her rest. Let her get through the holidays. Let her get a
heal.
Christmas tree. Let her heal.
Oh,
God.
God. That's
Y'all.
bizarre.
Right? That's one of the weirdest ones I'd seen in a long time.
Yep.
Long
I can't
time.
believe that's real.
It's real, baby. All right, I've got...
Too real.
It's too real. I've got 2 more. One, there's a photo of this gentleman on the drive, and he looks like a Madame Tussauds wax museum figure that,
God.
was placed like my Halloween candy a little too close to a eating vent.
To the radiator.
The headline reads, Capitol rioter admits to new felonies while representing himself in court. So we have our winner of Douche of the Month, Brandon Fellows.
See this blonde man?
Oh, never trust a blonde man. And yes, he is.
He does look a little melted.
He's
Yeah,
melting.
He's melting. Yeah, he's melting.
I'm melting.
He's very uneven.
He's not doing great.
Oh.
He is representing himself against the advice of a federal judge and his standby defense counsel and admitted to new felonies during a bond hearing on Tuesday. He's 27 years old. He is a Capitol rioter who is representing himself and failed to argue his way out of jail in a bond hearing on Tuesday. He accidentally admitted to several additional crimes while he was at it, which a federal judge warned him about at the onset of the hearing.
Like, I don't even know why I'm here, bro, because, like, this is not even as bad as that time that Boof and I...
Yeah.
Broccoli Rob,
Exactly.
Boner Champ.
Boof.
Quote, I
and
should
Boof.
note that I did not want to go pro se. I thought it was a stupid decision, Brandon Fellows said of his decision to represent himself or appear before the court pro se. He admitted that he had mistakenly prepared for an evidentiary hearing, not a bond hearing. Fellows' former defense attorney, Washington public defender Kara Halverson, and U.S. District Judge Trevor McFadden have repeatedly urged Fellows not to represent himself. The New Yorker smoked marijuana in Senator Jeff Merkley's office during the January riots at the Capitol building, but was out on pretrial release until McFadden ordered Fellows back into custody after he left obscene voicemails for his pretrial service officer and called the officer's mother.
Oh.
He's a fucking mess.
Yeah.
He also, surprise, missed his court-ordered mental health evaluation.
These fuckers.
Yeah.
This is wild.
It's so wild. Quote, I'm at a loss as to how to advise Mr. Fellows, McFadden said. I've never seen a defendant take a stand in a bond review hearing, and I think there are good reasons for that. Any statements you say now could be used against you at trial. I don't know what you intend to say, and it sounds like the attorneys aren't sure either. Fellows asked to call Halverson, his previous lawyer, as a witness.
No.
At the bond hearing.
No.
McFadden denied the motion.
Bruh,
The judge is
I
like,
fucking
no.
told you. Will you just like get up here and like tell them like what I fucking told you? Because like this is absurd. And they're like,
Can you just
no.
like deal with this?
Come here. I'm representing myself, but like, can you come up here and like figure this out? Quote, I want to note I was tricked into doing that, Fellow said.
Oh.
I read that her words would be worth more than mine. I didn't think that was going to be denied. It's like, no, they're telling you that she should represent you.
Yeah. And she should talk to the judge, not
For you. So, like, yeah, her words are worth more than yours
Yeah.
because yours are bonkers.
Oh my god! Just
In
the
a marathon,
white privilege and
It's
the
foul.
male mediocrity
Mhm.
and the fucking
Sub-mediocrity.
It's
Like, he's
so
not even
gross.
mediocre. He's just bad.
Ew.
In a marathon testimony during which there were few interruptions from a patient, Judge McFadden, Fellows told an unnavigable tale that went from a constitutional lawyer telling him to wrap his phone in tinfoil to a book report he wrote in high school to his ex-girlfriend burning his clothes.
Oh!
I'm obsessed with this.
I want every word. I want the full transcript. I want
I
it
will
verbatim.
fucking find it. It's probably going to be entered into public record. I'm sure we can get our hands on that court transcript. I will get it, baby.
Let's do a dramatic reading.
Yes!
A
We'll
special
do
Patreon
bonus content.
dramatic reading.
fucking done. If I have to submit like a Freedom of Information Act request and pay a little bit, I'm expensing it and we're doing this.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Josh Hallmark's first podcast, the Karen and Ellen letters.
Totally.
Those-
Absolutely.
Oh, so good.
It's so good. So Fellows also admitted he recorded a conversation with Halverson, his lawyer, in which he asked if he should contact Judge McFadden's family in order to get a new judge, a supposed, quote, loophole he read online that claimed he would get a new judge to try his case.
Yeah, Reddit. Yeah.
Yeah. Facebook knows.
Yeah, and by contacting the family, you're going to get a new
Of
judge?
the judge.
I don't... Okay. To,
I-
intimidate the judge? Or...
I have no idea. To ask, I don't know. Fellows confessed that he had already done that with a New York State judge, which is why he had listed the judge's wife's phone number as his own phone number and was found out when a clerk of the court attempted to contact Fellows about an allegation that he was harassing a former girlfriend. No surprise. But the phone number listed went to a previous judge's wife.
And that's the felony that he was trying to,
yeah.
intimidate or, tamper with a different trial. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
Yeah, in fact, Fellows testified that Halverson told him, quote, "You did not find a loophole, Brandon. I promise you, if you do this with Judge McFadden, you will be arrested."
You did not find a loophole.
A
You
loophole,
didn't
Brandon.
do your own vaccine research.
I want a t-shirt
my
that just
God.
says, "You did not find a loophole, Brandon."
Yo,
Brandon.
Brandon! Isn't that the stupid Republican
The new
thing?
right-wing
Let's
fuck
go,
Joe
Brandon.
Biden.
All right,
thing.
we're making
It's
our
so
own t-shirts.
stupid.
You
You
didn't
did not find a loophole, Brandon. I promise you.
It should be just go, Brandon.
McFadden noted that Fellows had admitted under oath to multiple possible felonies, including obstruction of justice and perjury.
go, Brandon.
No.
Just go.
Quote, "You've admitted to incredible lapses of judgment here on the stand, not least of which was seeking to disqualify a New York State judge," McFadden said. "You've engaged in a pattern of behaviors that show contempt for the criminal justice system, and I just have no confidence that you will follow my orders if I release you."
Bye-bye.
Yeah, you won't. During his cross-examination by Justice Department attorney Mona First, Fellows made excuses for not calling his pretrial services officer, calling her mom instead, missing his drug test appointment, failing to complete his court-ordered mental health evaluation, and for entering the Capitol building in the first place. Fellows also noted that he had been abused as a child, has Asperger's syndrome and ADHD, and is a slow learner. All of which may be true, but this is still pretty egregious, ridiculous
They're still
behavior.
trying to give you help.
Yeah, they
to represent
hence
you.
the mental health evaluation.
Yeah, and the lawyer.
And lawyers. This is
Yeah.
they're public defenders. You're not paying for any of that.
Right.
Quote, "Fellow says that he's the victim. Everybody else is wrong, and he's the only one who understands what's going on," First said.
Yep.
"The woman he harassed, it's their fault." Or women he harassed. "He didn't like the judge in New York, so he used the wife's phone number to get rid of the judge. Your Honor, he didn't do it with you, but he thought about it."
Oh my
I
God.
can't
you know,
believe
like
it
we've
worked
said-
in the first one.
I mean,
Yeah.
I assume that if you are a target of harassment,
Then they have to give you a new judge.
yeah, that they'd probably,
not
for the
gonna
judge's
be-
Better.
Better for you.
No,
You'll
you're
get
gonna
a
more
new
charges,
judge,
probably.
but
Yeah.
like,
That's a roll of the dice.
yeah.
It is. McFadden denied Fellow's motion to have his bond status revoked. Quote, "You said that when you're worried, you don't make understandable decisions," McFadden said. "I think you're right, and that's concerning."
Mm-hmm.
So just another gentle reminder, your mental health is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Don't be like Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Just go,
Just
Brandon.
go, Brandon. I love it.
Oh,
Let
I
men
promise
cry.
Okay, I have one more, and it is my favorite submission of the month. Pretty much tied with that previous one because that was also amazing. But this is just another one to add to the laundry list of reasons to only wear stretchy pants.
Yep.
Done.
And like jeans are not safe.
Yep.
This is from October 5th. Jean shorts send woman to hospital with life-threatening wedgie.
Oh.
Oh, ow.
Y'all,
What
it's
happened?
wild.
Lots of genital
so much
injuries.
genital stuff. I know.
year,
I know.
This
Well,
week,
this month.
This month.
Yeah, this was been a tough month
Preventable
for
genital injuries.
booties and vaginas.
Preventatal.
Yeah, I made your V holes feel pain, and now I'm gonna make your B holes feel pain. Here we go. Some people will go to great lengths for fashion, but one woman's choice of shorts wound up sending her to the hospital. And she shared this on TikTok, and then a news outlet made a little article about it. Her name is Sam, and in her video, the 25-year-old North Carolina native explained how she chose to wear tight denim shorts on a full-day date with a guy that she had recently met.
Oh, God.
She wrote on the clip that she had, quote, a wedgie for 8 hours. But she didn't think much of it until the next day when she woke up with a really sore butt. As
Like
days
crack
went
or
on,
hole?
crack. As days went on, she felt more and more sick and eventually went to a doctor who gave her antibiotics for a possible skin infection on her rear. It didn't help that the next day she felt so bad that she couldn't walk because of a stabbing pain in her ass.
No.
She went to the ER where she was admitted into the ICU with what doctors diagnosed as a bacterial skin infection called cellulitis that led to life-threatening septic shock.
Yeah.
Oh,
you gotta be
my
so careful
God.
about your butt cracks, you guys.
Gotta be
There's a lot
so
happening
careful.
down there, and it's sensitive skin.
Oh, it's real
wash
sensitive.
it really well in the shower.
Wash it
Get
good,
the
let it
hair
breathe.
out, let it breathe. Don't shave it.
Well, I mean, if you do, just be real careful.
Real careful.
During her week in the ICU, she was told she might need the infected part of her butt surgically cut off, like the skin removed.
Oh my God, they're gonna cut off her ass.
Well, thankfully it didn't come to that, but she did have to show her tush to a bunch of physicians.
Oh no.
In a follow-up video, she explained that she wore boy short underwear that kept bunching up beneath the jean shorts. Sam admitted in the comments to picking many wedgies during her date. It's those wedgies that caused her to chafe, and likely she got a small cut.
Yeah.
Bacteria then got into the cut, which led to the cellulitis and sepsis.
Yeah.
In the end, though, it wasn't all bad. She explained that she is still with the guy who she was dating when all of this
that
happened.
was my next
Does
question.
he know?
Oh, he knows, and they plan to tell the story at their wedding one day.
Okay.
Does she keep the shorts?
I really hope not.
There's no
Burn the
way you
shorts.
could wear those shorts again. There's no way.
Literally never. You have to burn them.
Yeah.
All right. Those are my headlines
Wow.
for the month. They were phenomenal.
Well
Wow.
done. Nice
and as
crack.
always, thank you. Nice crack. If you have
Oh.
headlines to share, you can go to our contact us drop down menu on our website and send them along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So cute.
Let's hear a quick word from our sponsors.
Yes.
The holidays, I don't know if you know this, but they're stressful.
Oh, yeah.
stressful. I have a hard time finding gifts, especially for my partner, Bill, who is like an extraordinary gift giver.
Yeah, and yet really hard to buy gifts for, which is kind of how it always goes.
1,000%. It's almost impossible. And that is why I was so relieved that we were introduced to Beanbox, because Bill is a big old coffee drinker, like loves his coffee. He drinks like 4 or 5 cups a day. It's maybe concerning, but I love it. And if you have coffee drinkers on your holiday shopping list, I know you do. I know Kenyon is one.
Oh, yeah.
They are certain to love opening a coffee sampler from Beanbox.
Zach and I are a big coffee drinking household, but we each have like different preferences for the coffees that we like. So I am more of an espresso gal, and he is more of a medium roast or like a cold brew fan.
Yeah, Bill loves a cold brew too.
So one of the things that I really love about Beanbox is that they have like sampler boxes. They even have a coffee sampler gift subscription.
Hello.
And that includes 4 new, expertly curated coffees to explore every month. And then you can save money when you give 6 months or more, which, like, that is a fantastic gift.
Yeah.
They also have the World Coffee Tour box, so you can, like, do a globe-trotting trip without ever leaving your home, which is our favorite.
I love not
hobby.
leaving my home.
And so you can sample 16 of the world's best micro-lot coffees.
Ooh.
And check this out if you want to treat yourself. They've got a deluxe coffee and biscotti tasting box.
I'm sorry. What?
I know. I think I got this from my grandfather. He had 2 cookies for breakfast his entire adult life, which is like definitely a great dietary choice. And
It
so,
is.
I love like a cookie in the morning, but biscotti feels like actually it's okay to have. And so
It's like the classy cookie for breakfast.
right? So 8 gourmet coffees paired with dunkable handmade biscotti. I mean,
Done. I mean,
you're-
that's
you're a
the
luxury
box.
woman.
That's the one I'm doing for Bill for Christmas. It's decided.
And they have a deluxe coffee and chocolate tasting box if you want to get really decadent. So we've got 8 gourmet coffees perfectly matched with artisan chocolates. Beanbox, all of their best-selling gift options are sure to please the coffee aficionado in your life. And they will even get tasting notes and brewing tips with their box to help them make the most of the experience. So
Cool. I
it's
love
amazing.
that. It's like you can teach the coffee lover in your life how to like get even fancier with it.
yeah.
So give the coffee fanatic in your life an unforgettable coffee tasting experience with Beanbox. Order today at beanbox.com/gals20 and get 20% off purchases of $40 or more. That's 20% off purchases of $40 or more with promo code GALS20 at beanbox.com/gals20 and treat your beverages. Treat them.
So, the holidays are right around the corner, and if you want help prepping for your parties and your family get togethers, all while supporting a more sustainable local food system, check out Imperfect Foods.
Y'all, please check it out because it's the best thing ever. Imperfect Foods is a grocery delivery service offering an entire line of sustainable groceries that taste delicious and reduce waste. So you can make a difference in our food system and embrace the natural imperfections and get your groceries delivered weekly to your house with
the
Imperfect
best.
Foods. It is actually the best. And this is actually my favorite part about it is the shopping from your home. So you visit imperfectfoods.com just first to check out and see if they deliver in your area. And then you get signed up and you can personalize your weekly grocery order with fresh seasonal produce, pantry staples, yummy snacks. Like there's literally an
They have
add-on
great
snack pack.
snacks.
Yeah.
Like
I- yeah.
really good snacks that you can't
The
get
best.
anywhere else.
The best. I do the snack pack add-on every week. And there's stuff that we just always go through that I have automatically refill every week. Like I always get a thing of almond milk. We
Yeah.
always get 12 eggs. We always need to get like garlic, butter. It just like, I don't even have to think
Yeah.
about it. That stuff is just auto-populated to my grocery list. And then I'll go in and shop and I'll add, last week I got like skincare oils and face cream with it.
Oh, I got great olive oil hand cream that I
lotion
literally
is the
just
best.
used. Yeah.
It's the best. So on average, Imperfect Foods customers save 6 to 8 pounds of food from lesser outcomes with every order. And unlike on-demand delivery companies, Imperfect delivers weekly by neighborhood, which is super cool. And this is a unique model that produces 25 to 75% fewer emissions than individual trips to the grocery store. So like on every level, on every level, you're cutting down waste and you're like lessening your impact on the environment. And you can say goodbye to packaging guilt because Imperfect Foods is the only national grocery delivery company that makes it easy to return your packaging after every order. They'll do like box pickup.
Yeah, because otherwise it can add up to a lot of waste, even if you think you're recycling. Like they can't recycle everything. So it's great that they reuse it.
I know. And you're not like accidentally, if you don't make a note at checkout that like you wanted paper bags and then they bag everything in plastic. It's just like you don't have to worry about any of that with Imperfect Foods. And you just sit at home and wait for your groceries to come. What could be better?
And the quality of the foods is really great. Like, I know it's Imperfect Foods in the title, but like the quality is really good. Like we had an order from them and Zach was like, wait, I thought you said that this was imperfect, but like it looks great.
The stuff that grocery stores will toss because there's like one, like a carrot isn't perfectly straight is like, I'll eat that not perfectly straight carrot.
Yeah,
Give it to me.
I'm going to chop it up anyway.
Exactly.
So right now, Imperfect Foods is offering our listeners 20% off your first 4 orders when you go to imperfectfoods.com and use promo code GALS, GALS. Again, 20% off your first 4 orders. That is up to an $80 value at imperfectfoods.com. Offer code when you use promo code GALS. Imperfectfoods.com and use GALS and treat yo fridge.
Treat it.
Are we ready for some coven confessions?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes. Always my fave.
So once again, it's a fun little game that we like to play called What's the Worst Thing You've Ever Done?
Yes.
And we also just get like a lot of like great embarrassing stories and also like sorry, not sorry revenge stories are also really satisfying and good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that type of shit. Yeah. Okay, first one. Hey, gals, fellow Minnetonka alum here, class of 2006.
Oh, my
Hello.
God. Ooh.
I don't know. It's anonymous.
Anonymous, but whatever.
But it does narrow down the field quite a bit.
One of graduating class of 600
people on this planet. I'm a little behind on episodes, but I'm listening to Hellish Hotels, and when you were talking about ice fishing and how Minnesotan you are, and I thought I'd share the following story that I use with new coworkers/acquaintances to creep them out and explain pretty much everything you need to know about me.
Love it.
So my great-grandfather died of a heart attack while ice fishing alone.
Oh, no, honey.
Very sad, but great-grandfather.
Yeah.
Also
he died doing what he loved.
Exactly. When he didn't return home, someone in the family went out to the ice house and found his body.
Oh, God.
How Lucy will find her father.
Probably.
Yeah. He's like a wild animal. He'll just go off into the woods to die.
Yeah.
When
He'll
he's
know when
feeling
it's
sick.
time.
He just won't come back from Alaska one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's had those hollow eyes for the last couple weeks. We knew it was coming.
He wasn't eating his food.
He wasn't.
He only wanted McDonald's.
He wasn't drinking water.
Oh.
Blue stools.
Oh, God. Okay.
Didn't want to go for walks. So
Poor guy.
back to this dead man. Okay.
He had a good run.
Jesus Christ.
So he had slumped against a lantern, resulting in a huge burn down his snowsuit.
No.
Ooh. Fast forward, my family patched up the hole in the snowsuit, and various members of the family still rotate and use the snowsuit he died in.
Listen, those suits aren't cheap.
Because
They are not cheap.
after mending, it was still in pretty good shape.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. That's the most Minnesotan shit I've ever fucking heard. Like, that's on the same level as, I'm not getting rid of this Tupperware that's been warped in the dishwasher like 80 times.
It's fine. The lid doesn't fit. Just cover it with some old tinfoil.
Put some plastic wrap on it.
Tinfoil.
Yeah.
That you flatten out. Back to this. True Minnesotans know you don't waste perfectly good winter clothes.
Sure don't.
You might need them for snow blow in the driveway or ice fishing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't think this would fit into a segment or anything, but I thought you might appreciate it. Oh, girl, we did.
Really did.
He not only died in it, it also had a burn
hole
and a
in
hole from a lantern fire.
Sure did.
And they kept it and use it.
Hey, give it a patch. It's perfectly good.
Maybe some of his skin melted on it.
Yeah.
Perfectly good.
I know Lucy's going to make an offer they can't refuse.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I do have a spooky little bitch episode with my friend who is an apartment owner. He found a story. She tells a story about finding someone in the boiler room.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a great upcoming SLB.
Oh, it's from like a year and a half ago.
Okay, sorry. I definitely listened to all of them.
Kenya's a little behind.
It's fine.
Okay, so next confession. All right, quote. So this is not the worst thing I've done, but it certainly ranks somewhere in that category of either I marry my current partner or one of us has to die type of deals.
Oh, one of those deals.
That old chestnut.
Yeah.
That old chestnut.
Picture this, a beautiful spring morning on a lazy Saturday. I awake to birds chirping, sunshine streaming through the windows, sounds of my significant other making coffee in the kitchen, and no specific plans for the day.
Love that.
The good
Sounds
shit.
lovely.
Right?
That's a no bones day right there, honey.
I don't know what that means.
I know, I keep saying
Get
that
on
everywhere.
TikTok.
What does it mean? It just means it's a good day?
It's
And
a
it's a
dog
cute-
that doesn't have bones.
Yeah, it's a cute little pug. It means you can go back to bed. A bones day is like a real productive day. A no bones day is like pack it in, go back to sleep.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
no bones day.
Oh, I like that. Okay. Thank you. I was going to Google it, but then I felt bad having to Google it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the good shit, with one exception. Almost in honor of my partner and I moving in together the week prior, Mother Nature had arrived for a visit, and I elected to try a new menstrual management product. Enter, and I'm not going to say the name of the company, but this menstrual disc.
Freebleed.com.
Oh, no.
So this menstrual disc. Graphic verbiage unintended, but unexpectedly hilarious. Now, placement was fine, comfortable, exactly what rave reviews had indicated. But on this fateful Saturday morning, I would arrive at a particularly unfortunate realization upon removal. My tiny ass hands.
Oh, no.
So much genitals.
A lot of genitals in today's episode. I love it, personally.
I tried, all caps. Panicked calls to trusted femme friends from the bathroom, various squatting techniques, hopes, prayers, dreams, and a desperate search for assistive devices in order to avoid the only viable conclusion I could find. My unsuspecting boyfriend, newly moved in boyfriend.
Yep. Have them dig around in there.
Cheerfully wishing me a good morning and good luck from the other room. With profound shame and no pants, I shuffled into our living room where I was greeted with a confused but loving smile until I disclosed the fateful words, "My fingers are too short."
Uh-oh.
I think Bill would fish out my menstrual
Oh,
disc if
no
I needed
question.
him to.
Yeah.
That's
If he knew what was good for him.
Yeah, that's how you know if it's a like this type of shit. They gotta do for you and be happy about it.
And still want to have sex with you,
Right.
like, at least within a few hours.
Right. Now, to his credit, aside from an "oh no," He jumped
Honey, no.
Oh no. He jumped into gear, and I'm happy to say that after a minute of awkward laughter and my significant other psyching himself up, I won't have to make a rather mortifying trip to the gynecologist. But bottom line is,
Psyching himself.
Poor guy.
my significant other had to fish a menstrual disc out of me to celebrate our first week of living together, and immediately agreed that we needed to send this story in as a coven confession.
Yes. He's a keeper.
He's a keeper. So I'd say we're off to an outstanding start on this next chapter of our relationship.
Please book me to officiate your wedding.
Yeah.
I will tell this story.
Yeah, he is a keeper. That is exactly what is needed. That is a healthy relationship.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. We got another one. This one might be difficult for Lucy.
Uh-oh.
So my family, who are fellow wine and crime fans, and I played the game of the worst thing we've ever done over a few glasses of wine for Easter.
Best holiday game, let me tell you.
It is a great family get-together game.
Yep. And I finally realized what mine was, and I feel like this will outrage Lucy specifically, so I'm sending it along.
Oh,
God
Jesus.
bless.
A few years ago, while I was in college, I used to drive a teenager in town to soccer practice a few days a week, and one weekend they asked me to house sit / watch their cats for a weekend while they were out of town. So like
What
the
have
family
you done?
I obviously said yes, but the problem was that I had only ever been in the house for maybe 5 minutes a few days a week because they're really just the driver. They're not like the nanny or whatever.
Cats didn't get fed. Oh my God.
So I barely interacted with their cats. They were outdoor cats, so when I arrived for the weekend, I searched around the house, only the open rooms because I wanted to be respectful of their privacy.
Oh, Jesus.
And when I couldn't find the cats, I assumed they were outside. About an hour later, 2 cats, Charlie and Oscar, came to the door, so I let them in to eat dinner. Charlie stayed inside and cuddled with me, and Oscar meowed to go back outside after a while, after he had patrolled the house, so I let him out around 6. Later, after watching the Ted Bundy special on 2020, I realized that Oscar hadn't come back yet, and it was almost midnight. So I called his name, but thought that since it was a nice night and I was a stranger, he was probably a little nervous about coming home.
Oh, my God.
So I grabbed a bag of goldfish, the only thing I could find to resemble the sound of cat food shaking, and wandered around the neighborhood for 2 hours screaming, Oscar, Oscar, come here.
Oh,
kitty, kitty,
my
kitty.
God.
And he never came back.
You killed this cat.
So now it was close to 3 a.m. and he still wasn't back, so I decided to go to bed and set an alarm to wake up and check every hour. I feel like they really were doing their due diligence here. They really
did
tried.
try.
Yes. So come 7 a.m., Oscar still hadn't come back. So I spent the next hour driving up and down the streets of every neighborhood within a 3-mile radius, just assuming I would find him dead on the side of the road.
Oh, my God.
honey.
But I never did. So I returned to the house and texted everyone I know, besides the family, obviously.
All right.
Obviously.
Don't ruin their vacation.
To figure out what to do. And one of my friends said, did you check inside the house? Because cats are really sneaky. Mm-hmm. And I was like, unless there's a hidden cat door, there is no way this cat came home without me letting it in. Because it was the doors. But the family would be home in a matter of hours, and I still hadn't found Oscar, so I didn't have any other options. So I started in the basement, and I suddenly heard a meow come from behind the door of the the primary bedroom.
Oh, my God.
Which was right next to the basement door and was closed the entire time I was there.
So it's like a day and a half at this point?
It's a weekend, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So I opened the door and Oscar came shooting out of the primary bedroom.
I'm free.
God.
At that point, I was so fucking confused as how he got into the bedroom despite the bedroom door being closed and he was fully outside.
Nature finds a way, baby.
Despite the door being closed the entire time I was there and the fact that I let him out and never let him in. But I didn't really care because I was just so relieved he wasn't dead and I hadn't lost him.
Yeah.
Fast forward to a few hours when I finally got both the cats in the house and packed up to leave before the family came home. I saw a few other cats in the backyard.
I knew it.
And realized that I had no idea if they had more than 2 cats.
She was hanging out with the wrong cats. Wrong cats.
So I texted the mom of the family.
Wrong cats.
And
Wrong cat. The second this started, I was like, wrong cats.
Yeah.
Wrong cats.
I'm heading out. Oscar and Charlie are both in the house with full bowls of food. I realized this is way too late to be asking, but you only have 2 cats, right?
Oh my God.
To which she responded, oh yes, we just have the 2. We have a lot of neighbor cat friends that like to hang around. One of them looks a lot like Oscar.
Oh my God.
And then it clicked. The cat I let in when I first got there wasn't Oscar. It was the neighbor's cat. So not only did I steal the neighbor's cat for well over an hour, but the real Oscar was trapped in the primary bedroom for over 24 hours with no food or water.
Oh, Oscar.
Oh my God.
I never told the mom the whole story because I truly didn't know how to explain myself.
Well, why bother? The cats are all alive. Who
fine.
freaking cares? Yeah.
But each time I house sat after that, Oscar came nowhere near me. And I honestly can't blame him. So moral of the story, check all of the rooms, even the closed ones when cat sitting.
Oh my God.
My God.
I have 2 related anecdotes, obviously. First of all, my cat, Ghostface, is all black with green eyes, and she's very, very slight build. So is, and she's an indoor cat, but she loves to run outside and eat the grass in the front yard if given the opportunity.
Not even a big opportunity.
She'll
dart.
She'll dart. She's a darter.
Yeah.
She's a runner.
Yeah.
But she never really goes beyond the yard. Our neighbor's cat, Luna, is an outdoor cat, also black, slight build, green eyes. And one time my in-laws were over and Kim was washing the windows or something. So she had like windows open and she saw who she thought was Ghostface outside, like across the street. So she freaked out. I wasn't home. I think I was at work or something. She ran out. She tried to chase down who she thought was Ghostface for like a long time. Panicking
like, I'm not going down
that
for
I would
this.
get so pissed if she knew I let Ghostface out.
In fairness, she knows you.
Oh yeah. I think she ended up calling me and was like, so I was like, oh no, that was probably Luna. Don't worry about it. She's like, oh my God.
I was
She almost had a
freaking
heart
out.
attack. Okay, second anecdote. Last week, we had an election here, and right after I got finished voting, I was driving down a little neighborhood side street, and a big orange tabby like came out and was like seemingly not afraid of my car, wasn't wearing a collar, just did not seem like an outdoor cat. And I thought for a minute that I should stop and like check it out and like maybe rescue it. But then I just didn't. That was just a fleeting thought. And like I have the neighborhood app, the Nextdoor app.
Yeah.
And the next day I saw a post about an orange cat having been hit by a car in that area.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I've purposely not done any investigating because I don't want to know the truth.
Oh. But for future reference, if you do
Grab the cat.
Yeah, grab the cat.
Grab
just in
the cat.
case.
Just fucking grab the cat.
There are a lot of outdoor cats in Louisville, like around my neighborhood, but they have collars and stuff, so like they're not feral cats. But I just think that is so, like, I know cats are a lot smarter than a lot of dogs like that, but like I just couldn't imagine
They're just wily.
not knowing where Josie was.
No.
Just out wandering. I couldn't handle it.
No, I couldn't either. Anyway, great stories. Let's
All
talk
right.
about anything else.
Okay, let's change it. So, next one. Quote, this is definitely not the worst thing I've ever done, but everyone seems to enjoy poop stories, so I thought I'd share.
You are correct. Sir, madam, neither, or both.
Last week, we were having plumbing issues, which they had a typo and wrote plumping issues, which I love.
Same.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta call the plumber. The plumbers come to fix it when I get the sudden urge to shit. This happens
To plump.
100% of the time for me.
Yep.
Yep. Anytime that there is like a work person in the home doing something, I am going to have a blowout.
Yep.
So I try to ignore it since the plumbers are in the bathroom. And I'm assuming there's only one bathroom. Eventually, though, I just couldn't hold it anymore. So I went in the backyard to a spot surrounded by trees and bushes.
No.
And I just do my business.
Oh, honey.
But when I'm done, I try to hide it and realize there was poison ivy right where I had just been squatting.
Oh, no.
More genitals.
Yeah.
This just keeps getting worse.
God.
Flash forward to now, and my ass is very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I've never had an experience with poison ivy before, and I can't believe this is how I got it for the first time.
Ugh.
I feel you. I mean, I texted both of these bitches not too long ago, being like, there's a cleaner in the house. And I have a dilemma because they just cleaned one bathroom and they're currently cleaning my bathroom. And there's one other bathroom left that I could use that's free right now. But
Then they're going to walk into my
that's what they're cleaning
stench hell.
next. Right.
Yeah,
So
no.
it's either I ruin what they've just done and they hear me, or I boot them out of what they're currently doing, which is not an option, or I ruin the rest of their day.
And you chose to ruin the rest of their day, right?
And then tip really well. That's
Yeah.
the move.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty
Don't
much.
ruin the work they just did.
I also turned on a war movie on Netflix.
No, you did
Oh,
not.
yeah, I did. It's really loud. It was like the middle of the day, and I'm, working on my
Oh my
laptop or whatever,
God.
and then I just turn on 12 minutes of this loud war movie
You're fucking
and then turn it off and do my work.
You are a lunatic.
Oh my God.
I don't like people hearing me.
Well,
Okay,
who
well, run the
would?
tap.
I don't know.
Don't turn on a war movie.
Saving Private Ryan.
Is not gonna cover it.
You could run a bath.
I turned on
Amazing.
Apocalypse Now.
Did you
No,
really?
no, it was some other war movie. It was like I was panicking. I was just I
That
had
much is
seconds
clear.
left.
It was Pearl Harbor.
And it was the first war Netflix movie. I knew it'd be loud. Oh my God. Okay. So
Oh,
that's
dear.
my confession.
Great.
Okay.
Not quite as anonymous.
Okay. We got two more. So, hello, wine and crime gals. Here is my worst date coven confession. Basically, I went on a fairly normal first date with a guy. We decided on drinks and then a Bill Murray movie that had recently come to theaters. I had just gotten off work and hadn't eaten. Knowing I would be having some drinks, I wanted something in my belly to help from getting too sloshy because I'm super lightweight. I made the smart decision
Definitely smart.
of stopping at Taco Bell on
Yes.
the way to the brewery.
Jealous.
Yes.
After maybe 2 beers, it was time to see the movie, and I was feeling pretty great. Once the movie started, however, my stomach started to take a turn for the worst.
Uh-oh.
My date was sitting to my left, but the seats to my right were completely empty. Without thinking and without any time to realize what was about to happen, I puked up my beer and the Taco Bell directly into the empty seat next to me.
No.
Oh my God.
I quickly told my date I had to use the restroom, went and puked up the rest of my tummy contents, and then casually walked back into the theater, pretending that literally nothing weird had just happened.
So he didn't hear you vomit or smell it
I don't
in
know.
the seat next
He
to
didn't
you?
say anything.
Oh my word.
And I'm assuming I don't know if she said. I don't know. My date asked me if I was okay, and I was like, yeah, totally.
Oh my God.
And never mentioned the puke sitting in the chair next to me.
Oh my God.
After the movie, we went back to my house and still managed to hook up despite the disgustingly weird event. I know precisely how old you are. We never talked about what happened, so I still have no idea if he really knew I was sitting between him and my puke pile for the entire duration of St. Vincent. Anyways.
That's like when Bill and I first started dating. He is really into biking, and I was like, yeah, I'll bike. And we went on a bike date where we like took the Greenway to go to a brewery, and getting on the Greenway is great, but getting off of the Greenway in Minneapolis is it's a 90-degree climb. Like you're climbing a wall with a bike. It's so steep. And I'm not in shape, and we get to the top of this fucking mountain, and I am dying and like limp on a bike to the brewery, which was maybe another block away. And we sit down, order beers, and I'm just like, okay, I just gotta go pee really quick. And I just went to the bathroom and relentlessly vomited. Like vomited so much because I had exercised for 20 minutes.
I love how you never tell us this shit when it happens. You're
save
sneaky.
it.
You're,
Save it.
For like a year, you were like, we're bikers. We bike. I'm biking here and I'm biking there.
Oh, I mean, I did bike a lot after we got together, but that was like the first of the biking phase I was in, and I was not ready. Puked my fucking guts out, and then just went back to the date, never told him. And then like 6 months later, I was like, yeah, remember one of our first dates ever when I was trying to impress you and you made me bike? I threw up everywhere.
Oh my God.
Is he like, yeah, I know?
No, he was like, wow, I had no idea. I was in the bathroom. He had no idea. This is like, okay, assuming that this person who wrote this in is dating on the binary and this date was a man, they are not fucking paying attention.
No.
They're not.
No.
Clearly, if you can puke in the seat next to you.
Sit through the rest of the movie.
And no notes. None. No notes, no notices.
Yeah, and it's beer and Taco Bell, so you know that
beer is hard enough to puke. I mean, yeah. Oh, well, nope.
Well, if there was a chance for some action later,
yeah,
I probably was not thinking about anything else.
Yeah.
My God.
All right. Okay, last one. Hello, you beautiful and amazing women. Please keep my name. Hello. Please keep my name confidential. Don't worry. They're always, even when you give me your names, because a lot of them do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of them like what Kenyon did with our work Google account. A lot of people's names are just attached to their email account.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice.
I
couldn't put wine crime. I had to put
I know.
like a
Google
human
makes
name.
you do it. It's annoying.
Yeah. Okay. I am an ER nurse and have stories for days. And here is one of my favorites, and will give you a little trick in your back pocket should you ever find yourself in a similar situation.
What'd you find in someone's butt? That's always my assumption. What'd you pull out of a butt?
What fell out of your ass?
It does have to.
What did you trip and fall on this time?
It does have to do with the butt.
I
Climbed
fucking
a fence,
knew it.
broke my hymen.
Rode a horse, broke my hymen.
Tried to do the splits, broke my hymen. All right. One morning, a squad came in with a patient from a nursing home with complaints of rectal pain.
Ouch.
Patient was unable
Was it a Christmas tree?
Was it a Christmas tree? Was it short shorts? Was it...
Was it a bicycle?
Patient was unable to provide any history as she had advanced Alzheimer's.
Oh, poor thing.
We undressed the patient and the physician came in to examine the patient. We rolled the patient to their side and were greeted with a large red grapefruit-sized mass coming from the patient's rectum.
No.
This poor patient had
Don't push your poop out.
This poor patient had a prolapsed rectum, which occurs when the rectum, the last section of the large intestine, falls from its normal position within the pelvic area and sticks out through the anus, and is a lot more common than you might think.
It is. Not tuckable.
I asked the doctor what orders he wanted. That's when he turned and looked at me and said, I need about 15 to 20 packets of sugar.
What?
Yep. 15 to 20 cc's of sugar.
Okay.
Ooh, is he gonna glaze it? What's happening?
I stared at him blankly and after a few beats said, I'm sorry, what?
Excuse?
And the physician said, I'm going to show you a little trick. I need about 15 to 20 packets of sugar and grab a few of your coworkers so they can see as well.
I can't wait.
No.
Something's
Lucy
falling.
just fell.
I dropped my switch.
A lot's happening. I proceeded to the galley and retrieved the sugar packets. Along the way, invited a few coworkers to observe. We all gathered in the room, and the doctor and the patient, they rolled the patient onto their side. The physician said, okay, go ahead and open the sugar packets and pour them over the prolapsed rectum. Again, the blank stare, and then with a shrug, I began opening the sugar packets and pouring them over this poor patient's protruding bowels.
Was this a really in poor taste prank?
No.
Was this 1918?
Yeah. How long
Grab the coat
have
balls.
you been an ER nurse
Right?
for? Are you a time traveler?
Are you a ghost?
Are you about to prescribe cocaine?
Was this
Are you
at
real? Is this part of it?
Were you working at Waverly Hills Sanatorium? Okay, back to this confession. Apparently, this works similar to pouring salt on a slug. The sugar absorbs the excess water and causes the prolapsed rectum to shrink, allowing you to tuck that shit back inside the body where it fucking belongs.
Would salt do the same thing? Because
Probably,
salt
but it would
sucks
hurt.
water out.
I bet that would hurt so
would
bad.
hurt.
That's probably why they choose sugar.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Right.
I'm going to try that on my hemorrhoids.
Don't you dare.
Why not? And what's the worst that could happen?
Oh my God.
We covered it.
Famous last words. What's the worst that could happen?
It gets grosser, y'all. After about 15 minutes, this is exactly what happened. However, while waiting, the sugar also becomes a glaze-like red consistency, which is similar to the topping of a strawberry pie.
Glaze it.
Oh, glaze
420 glaze it.
Anyway, we were able to tuck the patient's insides back in and send her back to the nursing home well again.
Tuckable.
I will never eat any strawberry glazed anything ever again.
And that's really too bad because that's
miles
good shit.
ahead of you.
But now that you know this, if you ever find yourself with your intestines coming out of your butt, save the trip to the ER. Maybe don't. That's this person saying that, not this. We do not endorse that advice.
Horrible advice.
Go to the ER. Bring your own sugar. The parade of nurses coming in and staring at your butthole and ask your partner to pour a little sugar on ya.
Pour some sugar on me. My prolapsing is.
Oh.
Yeah, so those are the confessions this month, y'all.
Wow.
I love it.
That's a whole lot.
This was a good month.
It's always a
batch.
roller coaster.
Great batch.
It was a great batch. Holy shit.
Wow. Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So now let's hear a quick word from our sponsor.
Good Lord. Okay. Here we go.
Sugar packets and old snowsuits.
Oh, no.
That one's my favorite. Away thoughtfully designs suitcases, bags, and all the travel things.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the best, and we all just got our little holiday treat yourself. We love our away bags, and
We sure
we're
did.
thinking about getting back on the road fairly soon, and so we're like preparing. So we got some away bags, and they have all of the amazing colors. Like All Away thinks about our awesome colors. They think about different shapes and sizes. They think about locks that work. They think about 360 spinner wheels, modern materials, compression pads so that you can pack more. than you will ever possibly need to use, but you won't have anxiety because you'll have 40 pairs of underwear for that weekend.
Just in case you have an accident every single day of your trip.
Every minute of every day of your trip. And then for that accident, they have the laundry bags that keep things tidy. It's just the best.
I love every single thing about my away bags, and I have a full fleet of them, and just treated myself to another carry-on in the blush color.
Cute.
Because previously all my bags were black, but then I was like, you know what? I want to spice it up, and I want to have a fun pink bag.
Love.
Yeah. I love everything about my away bags. Those wheels are like butter.
Butter.
They fit so much. They come out looking great, even, through all the different baggage handling. They're just a dream to use. I just love every single thing about them. And that is because all Away thinks about is travel. And so they think about every piece of it. They can focus on the travel experience, and they know what you need and what's going to make you feel good and get you where you need to go. And so Away makes a great gift for the loved ones in your life. So think about your mom, dad, siblings, even some people you don't love, like,
People you want to travel far away from you. Here's your bag. Enjoy.
Maybe your upstairs neighbor needs to take a trip. Your friends, your barista, your coworkers. I've bought away bags for my mom as a gift, and she absolutely loves them. And now she can take her CPAP machine with her when she travels.
Oh, that's amazing. That's a big upgrade.
Yeah. So give the gift of travel. Explore Away's full range of all things travel at awaytravel.com and give the gift that's on everyone's mind.
Seriously, like Kenyon said, explore Away's full range of all things travel and start your 100-day trial, which is like the best thing that they offer. You can start that today by going to awaytravel.com/winecrime20. That's awaytravel.com/winecrime20 and give the gift that's on everyone's mind. Treat your travel.
Treat it. Looking good and feeling great just got easier thanks to Rothy's. From the unbeatable comfort to the fact that you can wash them, these shoes check every box.
These Rothy's shoes are on my mother and sister's Christmas list every year, and my own.
Yeah, my mom's too, actually. That's what I got her for both Mother's Day and now the holidays.
Because they're the best. They are the best shoe. Now that the weather is a little bit colder, I have kind of graduated from my Mocha Spot loafer, which is like my go-to everyday shoe. I'm obsessed with it. Now I'm in my little like leopard print Chelsea boot, those cute little ankle booties.
So cute.
I love them so much. They're my favorite. And like, they're so comfortable. They are immediately comfortable because there's no break-in period. And the little Chelsea boot is nice because it has just a tiny bit of a thicker sole for like walking around on, ice and snow in the winter. It's just a nice little added bit of support. And then, it's winter. It gets mucky out. Like, you can really ruin your shoes stepping in a half-melted snowbank, getting in and out of your car on a miserable day. And then I just pop them in the wash and they come out looking brand new. And I have had those Chelseas for, I don't know, 3 years now. I took them like hiking in Palo Duro Canyon and they got covered in like red clay mud.
It just washed out.
Yeah, and they still look brand new. They last so long. There isn't a single stitch coming loose, nothing. The quality is incredible.
Yeah.
So this holiday season, take the guesswork out of gifting. Rothy's has something for everyone. Treat yourself, obviously, and then probably someone else with the perfect gift with their ultra comfortable washable shoes, bags, and accessories. They are durable. They are classic. They are sustainably crafted. This is a gift that they will love year-round and for years to come.
Absolutely. So win the gift game this season with Rothy's shoes and accessories. Get $20 off your first purchase at rothy's.com/gals, G-A-L-S, with extended returns and exchanges through the holidays.
Ooh.
That's ROTHYS.com/gals, and treat your feet.
Trade 'em.
Okay, are we ready
I don't know.
to wrap this up?
I'm still a little verklempt.
I'm so glad that you're covering what you're covering because I got this sent to me a bunch for GAC.
This first one?
For headlines. Yeah.
Oh, it's fascinating.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's good. Are you ready? I don't know. I don't know what it is. So this article was sent to me by Elizabeth Shepard and apparently to a bunch of other people, from a bunch of other people to Amanda. And this article is from 2019, so I'm sure there's more recent data. Here we go. Rest in peace? Not so much. Corpses move for more than a year after death, scientists finds. Yeah. Human bodies continue to move for more than a year after death, an Australian scientist has found after studying a corpse for 17 months.
Oh, sorry. It wasn't this one. It's the next thing that you're going to cover.
Oh,
that
okay.
I got sent to me.
Yeah. Besides being startling and a bit creepy, the findings could have important implications on the way police process crime scenes, says the Agence France
They moved
Presse.
that significantly?
Uh-huh.
What?
Wow.
Alison Wilson studied and photographed the same corpse, one of 70 stored at a quote-unquote body farm outside of Sydney, Australia, for a period of 17 months. She and her colleagues set out with the goal of improving a common system for estimating time of death, but were surprised to discover how significantly the body was shown to have moved when photographed with time-lapse cameras. So this isn't going to be like, aside from rigor mortis, we're not talking about rigor mortis here. Yeah. We're not talking about like the first 72 hours because I feel like that's been pretty well documented. This is like old, like they've been laying out for a while.
Fucking how? What?
They get up
Here we
and
go.
walk.
I'm
about to tell you.
They dance.
Well, I'm screaming.
At
We
one
know.
point, Wilson observed that the corpse's arms, which began held close to the body, ended up flung out to the side.
No
Quote,
way.
Quote, one arm went out and then came back in to nearly touching the side of the body again, says Wilson.
The
But
fuck?
why? Wilson told both AFP... It's over time. I'm about to tell you.
Not from animals?
No.
Don't say no like that. Like we're the assholes.
I'm about to tell you.
No, idiot.
She says she thinks that the movement could be a result of the body's ligaments drying out over time, causing them to shrink
So probably
and
all
contract.
that Victorian
Her finding-
shit of like people being buried alive and stuff. It was
Ringing
just,
the bell.
Yeah.
And all that jazz.
The corpse does jazz hands.
Oh.
Her findings have the potential to help police and forensic investigators more accurately estimate a body's time of death. Understanding how bodies move post-mortem could also help prevent misinterpretations of crime scenes, since the victim's body position goes into consideration when mapping out a crime scene.
Yeah, you could be like, oh, they were posed, but actually they were just flopping around.
They were just feeling themselves.
Not okay.
Oh,
this is horrific.
So
yeah,
this particular experiment was just the arms, and they just kind of went out and then back in, like a snow angel.
No, it's another point for cremation. I'm done. Burn me up. Burn me up.
Fuck me up, fam.
Fuck me up. In
as soon as possible.
a fire. Today. I'm done. Today. This is it.
Lucy's segment on Gossip at the Corpse Cart consistently makes me terrified of something new every fucking month.
Every fucking
Lightning.
month.
Oh,
Every fucking month she does this.
How you can die by turning your head the wrong way.
Oh, that was the worst one. And the other day, I had a fuck up
Neck.
like little kink in my neck that made me super nauseous. I was out for a day because I slept wrong because I'm 34.
The body's internal pressurization is
Tender.
something to consider. It's very sensitive.
Ugh.
Wow.
Anyway, crime scene investigators operate on the assumption that the position a body is found in is the position that it died in.
Apparently, it could have walked down the street. You don't fucking know.
Could have. Yeah,
Well, it could be like, well, the gun, if there are lots of implications.
Oh, yes, they both reach far.
The gun.
Yeah. Maybe. That makes Wilson's finding novel and potentially game-changing. Quote, I think people will be surprised at just how much movement there is because I was amazed when I saw it, especially how much the arms were moving. It was astounding.
Stop.
Astounding.
Oh, not okay.
Amanda's really not coping.
Oh, not okay. I can't stop crying. This is the worst thing. This is the worst
YMCA.
No!
Yeah, exactly.
No!
At least the Y part. Oh my God.
I will never financially recover from this. Oh no.
Oh my God. Okay.
Is it over
next
yet?
yes.
Thank God.
Yes. This next article was the one that people sent in to Amanda,
Yes.
which I can see why. This
It's
like
so
made
good.
my day.
It's so good.
So this one was sent in to me from someone named Sage to me and a bunch of other people to Amanda.
Ugh.
A gravestone missing for almost 150 years was being used as a marble slab to make fudge. Marble is ideal for fudge making.
For baking.
I mean,
Yeah.
perfect. Non-stick,
really cold.
great temp. Yeah.
Yeah.
A turned over gravestone served as the perfect surface to make fudge for a woman living in Michigan. How the gravestone got inside the home in Okemos, Michigan, outside of Lansing.
Michigan.
I'll fucking know,
fuck no.
Michigan.
That remains a mystery, according to friends. That remains a mystery. According to Friends of Lansing's Historic Cemeteries, or FOLHC, folk.
I mean, I imagine theft is how. I bet somebody stole it and then, like, she got it at a fucking, like, flea market or some shit.
Yeah, probably.
Well, there are theories. The monument was discovered in August on an estate auction site after the matriarch of the family was placed in a care facility for Alzheimer's. A former citizen of Lansing recognized that it was probably from a city cemetery and got in touch with the folk, and they started investigating. Quote, the family hired an auctioneer to take care of the item, says the president of folk. As he was going through things, he saw this slab of marble in the kitchen and turned it over and discovered that it was a fucking gravestone.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
The
auctioneer.
The family told him they used it to make fudge. The family couldn't say how or when the gravestone got there.
Oh my God. Maybe this fudge making granny fucking stole it. Maybe she did
wasn't
it.
there? Didn't you do an obit or something where somebody had like their fudge recipe on their tombstone?
Yeah.
It all circles back.
It does.
I know. At first glance, I thought this was the same story.
Right?
Because how many fucking fudge gravestone
grannies.
stories could there be?
Apparently a lot.
This article also points out that they specifically made seasonal fudge on the marble.
Okay, only around Halloween.
Fucking goes without saying. Nobody can eat fudge year round.
Okay, speak for yourself, first of all.
I don't like fudge.
Oh,
I hate fudge.
love
Not my
fudge.
thing.
Well, for me.
It's grainy.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the dick to make.
I'm not making fudge. I'm just buying and eating it.
Not my thing.
I just don't like the flavor. I don't like the mouthfeel. I don't like the flavor.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I like to melt all my Halloween candy before giving it to the kids, and I like to eat fudge. All right, on my parade.
I got two pleasures in this life.
Only
I got
two.
fudge. And I got
melted chocolate.
and they're very similar.
Oh, the process to find the gravestone's rightful home was a long one. We looked into trying to find any relatives to see what we could figure out, what the story was from a relative standpoint, or someone who could give us permission to put the monument back where it belongs, but we weren't able to find any survivors.
Oh my God, that's how old it is?
Yes. So
Wow.
this gravestone belonged to Peter J. Weller, who died in 1849
Holy
in
shit.
Lansing, Michigan,
Damn.
and was buried in Oak Park Cemetery. In 1875, his grave was moved to Mount Hope Cemetery, but the monument never actually made it. So the gravestone had been missing for 146 years.
So he made it. His remains made it, but the
So they
stone
say.
didn't make it.
Correct.
So they're telling us
the
so
story.
we don't freak out.
Yeah, right.
That's the story.
Right. I mean, I don't think they've exhumed him to check.
I mean, I'm not looking
Well, how
into
do they
it.
even know where he's at this point? Whatever.
He could have walked 20 miles by now, considering how much he fucking moved
Maybe
after
maybe
that.
he flung his own gravestone.
Yeah. How do
Maybe
we
halfway
know?
to Detroit by now. Thumbing a ride on the highway.
Jesus Christ. With his little tendons.
Yeah.
I can't. No. No.
Can I get a lift?
Oh my God. Summon a ride.
Okay.
I can picture it so clearly.
I know, right? The auctioneer donated the monument to Folk, and they got to work restoring his plot. They discovered that Weller had 2 daughters and a daughter-in-law in the same cemetery. His daughter-in-law's stone had been restored in 2014, so they decided to restore his daughters as well. So they tried to do right by the
They
family.
did right by them after 150 years.
But did the grandma know? Did she just never flip it? I mean, marble's heavy. Maybe she never flipped it over.
Maybe she didn't.
Grandma's got Alzheimer's in a home now, so I don't think we can trust anything that comes out of her mouth. She
Well-
probably doesn't know.
Well, I'm not asking her. I'm asking the truth.
Right.
They don't know. Nobody knows.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah. Folk hired a preservationist and he returned the monuments to their former glory. There's a photo on the drive, which will be on the blog, of this person restoring the grave. And also, actually, the marble slab, too.
I love it.
Wow.
It's a big slab.
It's huge. I mean, it was like a countertop.
It was probably like a full countertop.
Yeah.
And as somebody
Weller-
with marble counters, I would not recommend.
Oh,
No.
yeah. No. It's
Weller
not
now
great.
resides next to his daughters 172 years after his death. The Folk is planning to have a memorial service to recognize Weller's return on Sunday in the cemetery.
Wow.
And this was obviously a Sunday past.
Fun. I wish I'd known then.
So-
we could have gone.
So they didn't give him, like, in the interim years, nobody gave him a replacement headstone?
I don't think anybody was aware. No, he fell through the cracks.
Oh, wow.
He thumbed through the cracks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Oh, all
That's
right.
a good one.
I've got 2 obits for us this month. The first one is for Cody Martin. Cody Martin, age 12, of Ridgeway, crossed peacefully over the Rainbow Bridge on September 30th, 2021, with the help and care of staff at the Jefferson Animal Clinic while in the comforting arms of his parents. And yes, Cody's a dog.
Okay,
On
I
my
was going to ask.
birthday.
Because if he wasn't a dog, it wouldn't be the best place for him to receive care, but...
Right.
But it's written like he was a person,
Yeah.
and that's why I love it.
Yeah.
On August 11th, 2017, Cody was adopted from the Erie Humane Society of NWPA by Alana and Jim Martin. While the first 8 years of his life are unknown, the last 4 were filled with unconditional love, happiness, and adventures. By the way, there's a photo of Cody on the drive in his obit if you want to see him. He's got a big old smile. The deep bond he instantly formed with his mommy can only be described as fate, as it was truly love at first sight. Look at his fucking face. It's so cute.
God, he's so happy. His ears are like bigger than his entire face.
I know. He's really
proportions.
sweet.
Yeah, he's got real messed up proportions.
Got the
and
weirdest
it's so
proportions.
Cody, oh my gosh. The rest is so sweet. Cody was preceded in death by his sweetheart, Miss Pupes. P-E-W-P-S, Pupes.
Okay.
On December 23rd, 2020, Cody was an active member of the Ridgeway YMCA. He was an avid outdoorsman, tracking various types of small game with great determination and joy, albeit minimal success.
Oh, poor Cody.
Cody was a frequent customer at McDonald's, where he was well known and adored by the drive-thru attendants.
Cody.
If you would like to honor Cody's memory of being a shelter pup celebrity and adoption ambassador, please make a donation to the Ridgeway Animal Haven or the Elk County Humane Society.
Oh my God.
Cody.
He was an active member of the YMCA.
I know.
I love Cody.
Cody's so sweet.
He's so small.
I like his wide set, like his wide stance.
Yeah. He's so cute.
He's a bit of a Picasso, but we love him.
He's just as perfect as Gad made him.
Oh, he's a sweet thing.
Oh, baby.
Okay, so this next and last obit was sent to me by Snappy. Don't even think I need to state the last name because their first name is Snappy.
Turtle.
And I'm just going to say out loud right now, this obit does not sugarcoat a single fucking thing. These are not my words.
You wrote it. We know it.
Oh, God.
There are some there's some reductive language.
Okay.
Let's maybe translate if needed.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. I'll just okay, here we go.
If you have to make a disclaimer,
Yeah.
We'll see.
we may end up cutting this. Let's give it a try.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Terry Kent died of congestive heart failure on May 28th, 2021. Terry was born in 1947 in Aberdeen, Washington. He grew up in poverty in Fountain, Colorado, but nevertheless excelled academically, was an outstanding athlete, and was president of his senior class. In 1966, he married Lori Crandall, who looked like Sophia Loren. There's a lot of women's names in this obit, just warning.
Okay.
Despite his opposition to the war in Vietnam, he went into the army at the behest of Lori and her father.
Oh. But the best reason to join the army.
During the war. When Lori filed for divorce, Terry attempted suicide, refused to continue to serve in the army, and was court-martialed.
Okay. Air it all out in this obit. Why don't you?
This is wow.
It's a trip.
They're giving us everything.
Yeah.
It's a trip. He spent 2 years in Fort Leavenworth Federal Penitentiary and received a bad conduct discharge, which he hung prominently as a badge of honor, and his son promises to do the same.
Okay.
I guess you get a certificate.
I want that.
Upon a bad
Fucking
conduct
fair
discharge.
enough. It was a
Want
bullshit
that.
war.
Yeah.
Yeah. Upon release from prison, Terry attended Gustavus Adolphus College in Mankato, Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Davis. We know it well.
Mhm. He graduated with a BA in philosophy and attended Harvard University on a Rockefeller Fellowship.
Good for him.
He then entered the PhD program in philosophy at the University of Iowa.
Dang.
He married Sue Shirt and they divorced, after which she entered into a gay relationship.
Great.
He did or she did?
She did.
Okay.
This is.
All right.
This is
There's
you
so
guys,
much tea in this obit.
There's so much tea.
It doesn't feel like something that goes in his obit.
His obit.
But okay.
Someone in the family is bitter about it.
I gotta tell you, Snappy, I'm pretty sure, because I took
This
this out like a month
quite
ago.
life for a snapping turtle to have had.
I'm pretty sure Snappy worked with somebody who knew this family personally.
Gonna need deets, Snappy.
Yeah.
Gonna need deets.
We got him.
Snappy, I would like a follow-up email of how you know this person. Okay, so he married Sue Shirk and they divorced, after which she entered into a gay relationship. Due to opposition from his own dissertation advisor, Dr. Moltke Graham, who wanted a sexual relationship with him, Terry left the University of Iowa and became a union painter in Colorado with his brother Ron.
Oh my God.
I will never have an obit this good.
Oh my God.
He married Mary Jane LaPointe, one of his former students.
Oh, no.
In 1976, after living in sin with her for several years.
Okay.
Hopefully consensually in sin. And it's a grad program, right? So she's older.
Yeah, it's fine. Due to Mary Jane's constant nagging, he returned to sit for his oral exams in Iowa City and obtained his PhD.
Okay.
After his 20th high school reunion, Dr. Kent learned that he had a son with Lori Crandall, that was the first wife, named Darren, whom he was happy to get to know and love. Darren later married and had 2 children, Dr. Kent's beautiful granddaughters, Courtney and Allie Dudgeon.
Wow.
Dr. Kent taught philosophy at Michigan Tech University, Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, Indiana University, Indianapolis, and University of Indianapolis. He and Mary Jane had a son, Daniel, in 1982. His father's pride and joy, Daniel received a BA in philosophy and then went to law school. He now practices law with Mary Jane. Okay, this is the main part that I questioned.
Okay.
Terry and Mary Jane adopted an African son named Tumani Dembele, who was a street kid in Mali with severe facial deformities that required numerous surgeries performed gratis by Dr. Wally Zolman in Indianapolis.
We've got a little white savior complex, but okay.
The level.
I can't keep up with everything.
I told you nothing.
Obit.
Nothing is sugar-coated.
I forgot halfway through that this was an obit.
Next sentence. Tumani died in a car accident. Period.
Tumani, no!
Doesn't say anything about how old he was. We know his name and that he was from Mali and had severe facial deformities that he got fixed for free.
None of this goes in an obit.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
I told you. It's very reductive language.
Oh, yeah. No, good preface.
Shit.
Very good preface that is problematic language, but it's also problematic content.
It's
obit. And I used to be for very explicit obits, but I think this is changing my mind.
No, there's no such thing as too much. It's perfect.
You guys, there's more.
Oh, God.
While teaching at University of Indianapolis, Dr. Kent took a sabbatical and obtained an MA in History and Philosophy of Science from Indiana University.
Quite the sabbatical.
Yeah, Dr. Kent quit his tenured teaching position to battle the marauding droves of honeysuckle invading his property. That's the most flowery, pun not intended language of this whole thing. His grandson Carson was born in 2016 and was the brightest star in his life through the time of his death. Dr. Kent is survived by his sons, Daniel Kent and Darren Dudgeon, his grandchildren Carson, Courtney, and Allie, his brother Roy, his nephews Kendall and Justin, and his nieces Kristen, Chandy, and Jennifer. His beloved.
I bet Chandy wrote this. Chandy, raise your hand if you wrote this.
This is
Chandy.
I've got Chandy vibes.
Paging Dr. Chandy.
Paging Dr. Chandy.
His beloved professor friends, Dr. Stephen Kellert and Dr. Ted Talbot, and his ex-wife, whom he still loved a lot, Mary Jane.
So not the bitch one who hid his son from him and left him when he went to prison.
That was the first bitch one. The second one was the closet lesbian. The
But
third
he
one,
still
apparently,
loved her.
he's still divorced, but he
Oh.
was still in love
Oh,
with her.
he divorced the third as well.
Well, he says his ex-wife.
This is an obit.
Yeah, the first bitch.
What kind of philosophy did he teach? Just
And what kind of
brutal
money
honesty?
is whoever is
Science.
paying for this obit making? Because this is
Philosophy of
wordy.
science. Ugh, he is preceded in death by his parents, Rex Kent and Inez McLean, his sister Reba, and his brothers Ron and Farrell. Terry's philosophical advice for this obit is from Wittgenstein, quote, "Whereof one cannot speak, thereof one must be silent."
Huh?
Is that the
If
end?
the light is off, then it isn't on. From the
This
Gospel
obit
of Hillary
is-
Duff.
It's so fucking bonks. I was in disbelief. And there's a photo of
This
Dr.
obit
Kent.
needs an index.
look at
It
the
really
picture
does. It
of
needs
Terry
an
Kent.
index. No.
He looks like a lunatic.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, University of Indiana, what were you thinking?
Why?
He went to like 6 different universities.
Sir, button your collar.
I don't even. I'm speechless. I'm Wittgenstein, cannot talk.
Wow. Well,
I can't even choose a favorite part.
No.
yeah.
My favorite part might be the very first sentence. Terry Kent died of congestive heart failure. It's like,
Okay.
don't bury the lead, people.
I feel
Right.
like we need to tag ourselves in this obit. It's
This obit.
so absurd.
I want to be the ex-wife who finally figures it out and comes out as gay.
Oh,
That's
that
the one I
person
wanna
is
be.
living their
Yeah.
best life.
Mhm.
Congrats to
you,
them.
Amanda is Sue Shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Kenyon, who are you? Tumani.
I don't know. I feel like Chandy, maybe, just
the
lurking.
vindictive one who wrote the obit. Absolutely. Absolutely, Chandy.
I might be Mary Jane because I just bitch at him till he goes and gets his degree. That's what I did to Corey.
That is what you did to your current husband.
Found it.
I'm Mary Jane.
Yep.
This is perfect.
Oh my lord.
That was unfucking believable.
Wow. Okay, well,
Good lord.
thanks for tuning in to Gossip at the Corpse Cart.
What a ride this month was.
It really was.
This month
I
was
almost fell out
fucking
of my chair.
I need a nap.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm fucking exhausted.
It's 5:15. I'm going to
I
bed.
tried to adjust myself in my seat and almost
No.
fell out of my chair.
All right, well,
We need
We
to
love you.
go.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Goodbye. Thanks for listening to Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Kala Yip. Music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell. Editing by Jonathan Camp. Check out our website and blog at wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wine and Crime Pod. If you have questions, answers, or recommendations to share, email us at wineandcrimepodcast@gmail.com. Episodes are available on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, basically wherever you get your favorite podcasts. And if you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. It is the best way to spread the word. If you'd like to show your support, visit our Patreon page to keep this podcast and the wine flowing. Cheers.